And here we are. And we certainly are. This is it. Here on my right, not the one on the corner here, but over there, that's Dobar Yunak. I lived there for a month by myself. The apartment was the roof apartment, 4th floor. Well, I'll go walk by the gate. You know what? I still have the keys to that place because the lady who rented it to me moved out of Bulgaria. But this is where I went in. And up on the very roof, no balcony. That was something. So I started looking for a stars group there. And this is the walk I took every morning for a month before returning to Burgas to work remotely. This is Dobar Yunak Street. Ulica Dobar Yunak. I don't think it's Boulevard. I haven't been here for some years. We take a left up here. All the trees in this neighborhood, almost all, are lipa, linden trees. And in another week or two, they're going to be in full bloom. Little white flowers, extremely floral smell, scent. I really liked it. The whole city smelled like lipa. They make a tea out of it. And I hear somebody was lost. Oh, this place is closed. I guess they're just closed on Sunday. But even then, there's a little restaurant. I tried eating there once. Can't say I liked it. I don't recommend it. It's a very local place. It's for the locals. Not for some seemingly exotic guy from Los Angeles. So we're going to walk way up here. I'll turn this back on when we get up somewhere that's interesting. But remember, this is me 4 years ago, probably on this day. Yeah. Walking to work for my first week at Stars Group. So it was usually 7:30, 8 o'clock when I started walking. Like I said, I'm an early riser. I get up at 6. I get tired of waiting, so I just walk here. It's an old park. I've called for taxis to meet me here a few times, and they don't have the addresses down, or they didn't then. But I figured it was a lot easier for them to find me here than in Dobar Yunak. So picture the scene. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking through here sometime after May 15th. And there's a sort of a breakfast place up here. There would be people in chairs. I wonder if they still do that. Remember, this was 2 years before the pandemic. Sidewalk cafe with chairs. It's a nice neighborhood. I gotta stop saying that. Okay, people, up here is Borisova Gradina. It's a huge park. And this time of the year, it's absolutely beautiful. The trees are It's nice to be here. This is a dangerous place. Even when this light is green for people passing, these assholes in this lane will take a right. I've seen them do it. I'm going to do hyperlapse as we walk through the park. Well, now I'll just let you see things. This is getting a bit long. A bit long. Stadion Bulgarska Armia. Hell yeah. I would walk here 4 years ago. What is today? The 21st? 22nd. Sunday the 22nd. I think my first day at Stars Group would have been on Monday the 14th. So this is about a week later. Starting my second week at Stars Group. If I went from today 4 years ago, something like that. So what do you think? This is really going down memory lane. This is real, the real reminiscence. There's a sort of a path I take up here. Goes off to the halfway on the left with square blocks. It had rained the week before I started working, so it was muddy as hell. Muddy as hell. So I had to walk on this. And the steps are exactly spread apart so that every third step you stick your heel in one of the slots. Why should I do that? See you up there. Sporting complex. Sort of cafe restaurants. A lot of ping pong tables with cement nets. And they have a lot of people. When I'm coming home, I'd see a lot of people out playing. It was a different world before the pandemic. You could hang out like that without concern. Yeah, they still are doing that. Well, every table was full, occupied when I came this way in the afternoon, but it's Sunday. It's like you see in some of the city parks in America, people are chess experts. Here they're ping pong experts. See that? That is a cement net. That's funny. It seems funny to me. And this is Borisova Gradina. We're going to the other side. Just before we get out onto the road, which we can't walk on, it's Tsarigradsko Shosse. Tsarigradsko Shosse is full of cars usually, traffic jams and all that. We're going to go under it. And we're going to see the Polygraphia building. Then I'm going to walk by it, take some shots. And look at the entrance. Maybe it still says Stars Group. This is a great park for kids. A lot of these things, little rides for the kids. I'm not gonna make their parents nervous. I've taken a lot of photos here, video, but if you want to come to Sofia, you should see Borisova Gradina. It's a very attractive place. Well, you know, I meant to put on the tracker on my Samsung Health, so I'd know exactly how far I walked, instead of it guesstimating based on my steps. I'm having a lot of days in the last few. A lot of days. Last 3 days I walked close to 20,000 steps every day. 15 kilometers almost. And we take this right. Now that street out there is Zarigradsko Chaussee. Zarigradsko Chaussee, you cannot walk on it. Can't ride a bike on it. And there are certain times of the day when you can't even drive on it. It's parked. Reminds me of Los Angeles. It really does. Well, if you didn't know this was here, you might miss it. This is how we get on the other side of the street. We go underneath. So come with me underneath Zarigradsko Chaussee. Breathing a lot of pollen. Do you see that really big building up there? That is the Polygraphia. Okay. You are going to come with me the whole way. We're going to walk down these steps together, just like I did 4 years ago. Fortunately, it had stopped raining. I was surprised to see 3 people there. Uh-oh, now there's more. Okay, here we are coming up the steps together. And now I wonder what this little street is. It runs alongside Zarigradsko Chaussee. And we say that Polygraphia is on Zarigradsko Chaussee, but it can't be. It's on this street. There's some hedges up here. Back then they grew almost to the end of the sidewalk. You had to walk out in the street to get around them. Looks like somebody's trimmed them at least. Okay. We are across the street from the Polygraphia. This is big stuff. I'm going to stay on this side so you and I can look at it together, okay? I worked here, while there was a Stars group, I worked for them about 15 months. I would come down to this restaurant here. Was it the Chara Bar, something like that? And I would get burgers, and they had the most delicious vegetarian burger. Here. I'm going to stand over here and give you a sweep of the whole building. I don't remember what floor we were on. We're going to go look at the sign in front of the building, see if there's still a Stars group there. I think they collapsed and became one of the companies they used to be before they conglomerated into Stars Group. I wonder if they're here. See that Polygraphia Office Center? The Stars Groups, look at that. I wonder if that's true. This is me looking at the Stars Group. What an amazing story that was. I stayed up in that building over there for a week. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is go back down to that street out there. And Tsarigradsko Shosei and eventually runs into Vasilevsky. Now there's some nice restaurants. There's one called Esterhazy that I like. They have salmon and asparagus that I've always liked. I think we're going to go to the Esterhazy. In 2012, when Zlatina and I were living in Nastersky Levadi, or at least I was renting an apartment there, we used to walk down to the Indica, the park around it there, and all these other places that were near it. And, you know, she knew Sofia really well, and I didn't at all. But we would go to the Esterhazy sometimes. Let's just go through these little neighborhoods together. So there's another story. Back to Tsarigradsko Shosei. And we're going to go past the place that I came out from under the road. Let's see, I'm trying to picture Tsarigradsko Shosei on the map. And depending on where you are, it's north-south, northwest-southeast. I wouldn't know what to call this direction. All right, there you are. Orlov Most. I wanted to show my smiling face for you, but you can't get any privacy in a city, can you? Somebody's always going to be walking by, looking at you funny. All right, we're going to stop by and take a look at something called Shtashlivica. The happy place, I guess, or the happiness, or Shtashliva happy. It's a nice little beer place. I've sat here having beer a few times. Not a restaurant, though. We're looking for a restaurant. And up in that building up there is a restaurant, Shtashlivica. Excellent food. Really great. And we come by here a lot when we're in Sofia. Here, let's get up to the entrance and I'll show it to you. There's a sort of a mall in there. That's how you get in. Got a nice parking lot. All that stuff. Okay. Well, we're going back down. There's a villa. Pizza. There's a street called Genova. That's another long story. Genova was one of the first streets I knew in Bucharest. So how do we want to do this? I do want to stop somewhere, eat, maybe have a small beer, and then we go home. There's absolutely nobody here. Scapto, that's a burger place. I think. Oh, do they have beer? Ugh. My legs are tired. I don't see any other restaurants up here. I need to cut west and maybe come back south again. Well, I am far enough west that I should be able to cross Shipka. Ah yes, this is Shipka. And the street we're on is San Stefano. I will show you the corner. Is that the doctor's garden? It's one of the gardens. San Stefano and Shipka. We're looking for a real Sofia experience. Sitting in a chair out on the sidewalk having a sandwich or a burger or something. Yeah, that park over there is Latina and I went there on my birthday in 2020 because we were looking for wisteria, which is a plant that blooms on my birthday. And there wasn't any we could find, but there's plenty of flowers in that park. Should be fine. We'll come back together and take another look at that park. I'll sit down on one of the chairs and put on a 5-minute hyperlapse. 5-minute time lapse. Probably take me an hour to sit there. Alright, there's a place up there. This should be Oboriste. There are places to the right and to the left. I'm going to stand here in the corner and take a look and see if I can see where you and I are going to have lunch. Yeah, there's places farther down that way, but it's a lot farther. So let's go this way. Alright, we decided to go this way. There's nothing to the west of us. And I remember restaurant after restaurant. So it must have been to the east. And here's some consulate or embassy. Taking up space. I'd like it if they'd move all the restaurants up closer this way and got rid of that. Imagine the things that we imagine when our legs are tired and we're hungry. And we want Residence de France. So it's the French ambassador's residence. What is this one? Oh, the whole thing. The French ambassador. This is the embassy. I think that was it, the one that Latina is recommending. We'll take a quick look down this way. See what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna go to this one. And we're gonna have a beer. And we're gonna enjoy ourselves, right? And right here. We're gonna have Agnieszka Jolanche and a Stoliczno dark beer. And that's 400 grams, huh? Hope it doesn't rain. Should I go outside? No, let's just hope it doesn't rain. I have a hat. So, that's all that's left. A second beer. It's time to walk home, take a nap. What a day it's been. This is a great restaurant, by the way. Let's have a look at what it is. Ruchmanica. I don't know what that means. Okay, so this is Kevin, who was tired from walking and who was hungry and would like to have had a beer. This is Kevin, who has had the beer, who has had a great piece of lamb. Oh, that was delicious. And now it's trying to walk home before it's too late and I can sit down and go to sleep. Well, it's the Netherlands embassy. No, that says France. Maybe the Netherlands guy is visiting. Alright, let's get us home. Hey, I was happy to have you with me today. Let's see, we started off walking towards Eiko Bags to the west. And they weren't open. The website said open until 6 on Sunday. At the front door said Portugal day off. So I didn't get that back. So we walked down through town until we got to Dobar Yunak. I told you the story about Dobar Yunak. Why I like that as a destination for our walk. And then we walked to the Stars group and we discovered that they still have their sign there. Although I don't think the company actually exists anymore. Now, we're going to see if we're going to possibly go through the Plymouth Park. Our last little adventure for the day. If you look on my stuff below, my other videos, you'll see that I have a video about me and about my dog and me walking inside the park. Yeah, it looks like Zimmer Park. What street is this? Uncle Sakazu and San Stefano. I'm crossing San Stefano now. Oh yeah, there's the zebra. We're going to cross the zebra and we're going to cut through Zimmer Park because I know how to get home from here. Yeah, I had a video with Meiji, my Cavalier King Charles, walking in Zimmer Park. Another beautiful Sofia Park. I admire the Bulgarians for their devotion to having parks in the city. Good-sized parks with lots of trees. Oh, look at that, it's a Cavalier King Charles. I miss my Cavalier King Charles. Fortunately, Maisie is taking care of her. Yes, she is. Is being taken care of. Like Latino. I can get through here. I know I can. I know it. Okay, this is Dundukov. I think there's a zebra. Yeah, well, there's a light right there. We'll cross there. Russian breakfast. Imagine that. Russians don't have a lot of friends right now. We're getting close. Really close. We're getting close to that moment that I can go and sit down in the living room, turn on something interesting on the tube, and not do much else for the rest of the day. Okay, we're gonna try and make our way down here. Remember, I had a beer, and I'm not a heavy beer drinker, so be careful with these glasses. We met a man in 2020, 2 years ago, who selling shirts. He built a place there. They told us he was 101 years old. And he was walking with a cane down the hill. He seemed to be in good shape. And he was just eating vegetables. Well, you know, you don't buy a Agnieszko lamb from a fruit and vegetable store. What a thought. And we're coming up to the park that's across the street from my apartment. Curiosity. And here we are. And we certainly